Warmer temperatures near the water's edge cause the glacier to crack and splinter under its own weight. In a massive wave of explosions, huge chunks of ice break off, cascading into the ocean below. The enormous chunks of ice that fall from the glacier's edge become icebergs, which, over time, break down into smaller fragments. And harbor seals again find respite as the drifting pieces float by. The vast region from the Bering Sea to the Gulf of Alaska is one of the richest marine habitats in the world. In the winter, walruses find their way here to escape the cold of the north. Being one of the last to arrive means finding space on an already crowded beach. Walruses are built for the sea, and at 3,000 pounds have a hard time moving on land. Up to 2 inches thick, their tough skin provides added protection when moving through a crowd. Though formidable, their tusks are used mainly in displays of dominance to ward off an outright brawl. The walrus with the largest tusks tends to win when competing for territory and females. But most simply bully their way through. Age can be determined by the wear in a tusk, and this one has probably seen many years. But the choicest spots are down near the water's edge. Drifting in the cool waters, walruses use their sensitive whiskers to find mollusks on the ocean floor. The bounty of food in these waters provides enough for all, and fights over feeding grounds are rare. Social by nature, walruses spend much of the day simply lounging on the wet rocks by the sea. The ledges of the cliffs above are home to a colony of murres. Murres are among the most abundant seabirds in the Northern Hemisphere. They spend most of their lives at sea, feeding on the bounty of fish and crustaceans in these waters. But they come here to lay their eggs. The ledges make a precarious nest, but their eggs are teardrop-shaped to minimize the risk of accidentally rolling off. Males and females share the responsibilities of protecting the eggs. And there are many perils. A fox hovers, waiting for an opportunity to rob a nest. But an ivory gull, with the advantage of flight, has better access to an unprotected egg. A rocky beach in the Bering Sea harbors a rookery for northern fur seals. It's June, and the breeding season is well underway. Females give birth 2 days after arriving on shore and will stay close to their pups for the first few weeks of life. But like all young, these pups are prone to wandering off on their own. Losing their way can be dangerous. Males will sometimes kill an unprotected pup in order to prompt females into breeding again. The mother's search becomes frantic. The male uses its massive body to crush the newborn. She's too late, and the rookery will have to go on with one less pup. Fortunately, this year's crop is large, with hundreds of pups vying for attention and space. But soon the mother turns her attention towards breeding, and courtship begins in earnest. Overheating can be a problem in the midday sun, where temperatures can reach into the 60s. Fanning with their hind flippers is a popular way to keep cool. Play fighting in the surf can also be a release from the heat of the day. But occasionally, fighting becomes serious. Males are highly territorial, and disputes over turf can be vicious. Their 500-pound bodies and slashing teeth can cause serious damage, though the jousts are rarely deadly. As the breeding period intensifies, these territorial disputes become even more common. For young seals and females, however, play fighting is merely an enjoyable way to pass the time. The northern waters near Glacier Bay, Alaska, are among the most nutrient-rich in the world. Each spring, humpback whales travel here from as far away as Hawaii to harvest the summer bounty. Krill and other forms of plankton make up the base of the food chain and are an essential part of the humpback's diet.